Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you've been with me before, if you are new here, then welcome back. Today we are going to be talking about stewarding your finances well, okay? What God is saying about finances is make sure that y'all are stewarding y'all money right, okay? Make sure that y'all have discipline when it comes to spending, okay? Make sure that y'all are saving the things that He wants you to save, the amount that He wants you to save, and the things that He wants you to save toward, okay? One thing that the Holy Spirit brought up when I was preparing for this is investing. Like if God told you to put money away for investing in some stocks or real estate or something like that, do it. Okay. And even if investing for you is a dream of yours, later on down the line, still make sure that you are learning the disciplines right now before you even get there. Okay. You don't just arrive and say, "Oh, I know how to do something." No, it takes time and it takes practice. You have to practice being financially disciplined before God gives you more to be disciplined over. Before He makes you ruler over much, you have to be faithful with the few. So that few $100s, few thousand, you don't know, that stuff can turn into millions later on. You know what I mean? That stuff, them hundreds that you're dealing with right now can turn into thousands later on. So it's like, make sure that you are being a really good steward over your finances. And God is like, He is really serious about this, and I don't know why. But, okay, God said there will come a time where you wish you would have been disciplined if you don't learn discipline now, okay? And maybe I should have said this in the first beginning, but this word is obviously not for everybody. If God has been dealing with you about how you are managing your finances, then this is for you, okay? But God is saying manage your finances well, okay? And a few things that He was telling me that I could share with y'all is start a budget book. If you never budgeted, start a budget book. They sell them on Amazon. They look like this. Basically, it's a book, and you will have different pockets like this, like different pockets. And basically, you can label each one of them. Say, this is for rent. This is for play. This is for, I don't know, anything that you might want to save. This is for a trip. Anything like that. Like, it's a budget book, and it's from Amazon. Another thing you could do is track your spending. See where your things are going. Something that my friend taught me to do recently is to create an Excel spreadsheet if that's your thing. Find out what your thing is and create a system so that you can track your money, so that you can see how you are spending and where your money is going. An Excel spreadsheet, I don't know if y'all may be familiar with those, but that's something that God brought up. You can, if you don't know what it is, you can Google it, and you can even YouTube how to use an Excel spreadsheet for budgeting, but if you're a physical person like me, personally, I do use both of them, but I'm a physical person where I need to see like the money. So, I have bank accounts and stuff too, but it's like, I got to see money. So this is like really important. But then I recently started, using Excel spreadsheets so that I could see, because I was always somebody who didn't have really good habits of spending either. But it's like, if God is going to make me to roll over much, then I have to learn discipline too. We are in this together. And although I don't know a lot about budgeting, I'm learning. And I know, like, in the middle of my learning, God is telling me to get on here and tell y'all and encourage y'all, make sure that y'all are doing good with y'all spending habits, okay? If He say cut back on something, cut back on that, and for somebody, He's giving me a word of knowledge now. Like, don't be discouraged if He's telling you to save less than what you thought you could afford. You know what I mean? Like, if He's telling you save $10 a week towards something, just you don't even know how God will bless that. Like, just a testimony, y'all. I was saving towards something, just out of obedience and just out of like trying to be financially responsible. And I was like, and there came a time where I had to reach into that savings, and I felt so bad. Like, God, I'm saving toward this thing. Like, I feel bad for spending this money, but it's a necessity that I spend this money. And I was just like, God, I'm gonna trust you. Y'all, the next week, maybe it was the week after next, I don't know, but somebody came through and wrote me a check. Okay, a nice check toward the thing that I was saving for. Okay, so it's like, when you are obedient, God will bless your obedience. I'm not saying that that's going to happen for everybody, but when God see that you are honoring Him with your things, When God see, I'm not talking about tithing. I'm talking about saving. I'm talking about being a good steward over your finances. When God see that, God, I'm honoring you by being disciplined in my finances. God, I'm honoring you by cutting back. God, and some of us, God is saying, like, you need to cut back on some junk food. Stop. All your money is going toward junk food. You know, like, because you know what? The reason why God has given me these words of knowledge is because He cares about our health, y'all. And He cares about our wealth. He cares about how we are spending money. You know? He cares about how we are spending money, and He wants us to be successful in our money habits. Okay? So it's like, learn, okay? Y'all gotta learn. I'm learning right now. We have to learn how to be a good steward over the money that God has given us. Because it's like, if we don't learn how to be a good steward, now we might squander when God brings more. You know what I mean? We might squander it. When God brings more finances, when God brings more into our bank accounts, when God brings more of that clientele, when you get a raise on your job, when somebody comes in and wants to promote you, how are you going to respond? Are you already going to have a system in place to save? Are you already going to have a system in place that's going to tell you no? I took a class the other day, and they was basically saying budgeting is like your mama. Okay. And the way she explained it is like, if you say, I want to go on a trip, you be like, yes, but the budget said no because blah, 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 blah. You know, oh, I want to eat out this week. Yeah, you do. But the budget said that you couldn't because blah, 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 blah. You know, just like a child went, Mom, I want to go spend the night. No, because, you know, your room is not clean. Or no, because blah, 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 whatever. Basically, she was saying budgeting is like your mother. It tells you if you can or cannot afford something. You know, and so it's like, y'all, get a system in place. God is serious about how we are stewarding our finances. Okay. Some of us, God do want to make us wealthy. Some of us, He do. Okay. So it's like, He wants to make us wealthy. Oh, I was about to say in the future, but He said in the near future. So y'all, we got to get our finances in order, you know. Not just for that reason, but if you're somebody who loves giving, don't you want to be able to freely give and not be like, dang, but I don't have it? You know what I mean? Like, how beautiful would that be? You know, how beautiful would that be when God told you, I'll get that person $40 and you got 80 left in the account? You know what I mean? And you ain't got to be stingy with the money because you got 80 left. No, like, you know, it's like, I'm okay with being obedient because I'm not holding on to my money because I stewarded my money well. You know, money cannot be our God. Money does not control us. God is the one who brings in resources. God is the one who provides those things, okay? God is the one. Yes, we need to be faithful. I'm not saying squander the way that you are spending and be irresponsible, but I'm saying provision comes from God. And sometimes provision comes from your hands. Sometimes provision comes from that idea God gave you. Sometimes provision comes from that opportunity God presented to you. You know what I mean? But all in all, it's from God. God don't do nothing without purpose. Okay? God don't do nothing without purpose. So it's a purpose as to why He's telling you, get your finances in order. Do better with the little that He's giving you now, or the much that He's giving you now, so that you can have increase, so that you can have more. Again, He's bringing up stocks or something or investments. If God has told you save towards investments, put money to the side for that. You know, you don't have to invest all at once right now. God is saying you can do little by little. You could do little by little investments, you know. That's also for somebody who needs to pay some stuff off. God is saying start with that small bill. And this is really just wisdom that God gives, instruction that God gives. You can start off with the smallest debt you got. Don't try to pay everything off at once. Just start with a system. Okay, what's my lowest debt? Okay, let's write a list of all my debt. What's the smallest? Go from the smallest to the greatest. Or go from the greatest to the smallest and just pay something off one at a time. Okay? Because when God takes you into this, if He decides to take you into this place of more money that you have to be a good steward over, then you don't really want to owe nobody. You don't really want to be in debt with school loans and medical bills and, you know, people that you owe, you know, in life. Like you want to make sure that you're good, you know, and you want to make sure when the time is right, you're going to be ready for it when that time comes that God does give you more because you was faithful with the little. The little is what, honestly, the little ain't gotta be little. The little can be hundreds, thousands, millions of dollars that God has given you now. Whatever you have now, I'm saying, be a good steward over it, okay? Be a good steward over it, okay? And be faithful. Be faithful to God while you have it. Okay, be faithful to the Lord while you have it. And also be careful, be careful of putting your money down on something just because you got it. Make sure that you are being wise with your finances. In a visual, I see somebody yeah, I can get that. Boom. You just throw the money right on the table just because you have it. Don't do things just because you have it. God may be saying, this might sound deep to people, but y'all really need to ask the Lord before y'all make these money moves. Before you use your money on something, we really need to be asking God, God, is this something that you want me to use my money toward? God, is this something that you want me to buy? Is this something that you want me to spend? God, what type of gift you want me to get for this person? It might not be something lavish and big. It might be something small and meaningful that might touch that person's heart. You never know. Or that we would consider. The gift could be small and not expensive, but it still can mean a whole lot to a person. And the last thing that God is bringing up is, just because you have money and people ask you for it does not mean you have to give it to them. You could even honestly put that in your budget. How much if you're somebody who has a lot of money, you can even put in your budget, okay, this month we're gonna give, I only can give away this certain amount, just in case somebody asks. And just because you're somebody with a lot of money does not mean that when people ask, you always got to give it away. No, you can either say no, that's what you want to do, or you can put it in a budget. And that's for those of us who may have more money than others. Start budgeting how much you can give away, just in case somebody asks. But yeah, that's all on financing. I really hope this helps you. Again, this is not for everybody, but if God has been dealing with you about your finances and the way that you are handling them, then most likely this is probably for you. I hope this really helped y'all. I hope that this is what y'all needed to hear. And yeah, I'm praying for us, because this is something God is dealing with me about too. So I'm definitely keeping us in prayer. All right. Bye.